Sorry, guys. Let's see if this works. All right. I haven't gone live in forever. Whoa. There. That's a little better. We might have to turn the lights down. It's a little bright. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Allie. I'm going to share some Catherine Pooler goodies with you today. I'm hoping, seeing a lot more desk than I typically share. So if I'm messy, I apologize. Usually you only see this much, but here we go. Okay, hang on one second. I want to see if I can stream this, so I can watch comments. So I apologize. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done this in a while, and okay, all right. So hopefully, if there's anybody here and watching, can you come in and leave a comment, because I need to know if we're working. Okay. All right. So Catherine Pooler is just about to release her latest holiday collection. This collection is called Holiday Magic, and it's kind of got two bundles. Normally there's three, but I like the fact that we're kind of gone simple with two. This one is called oh my god, brain fart. Greenery of the Season. And I have most of the bundle, not all of the bundle. So let's start with the stamp set. This is a gorgeous, of course, greenery inspired stamp set with outlines and solids for most of everything if it requires it. Obviously the boughs and branches and stuff do not need a solid. These are really fun. Now, you need to also note that this shape is not completely to fill the insides. They're a little bit wonky. It's meant to be kind of painterly, so it doesn't 100% match, and it's designed to be that way. All right. So there's warmest holiday wishes and Merry Christmas at the bottom. And there's everything from berries to mistletoe to poinsettias, big and small, a whole bunch of greenery pieces. We have a pine cone, an orange, holly with berries. There's the drawing or the line work for the orange. And we even have some cinnamon sticks with a little bow, which is really cute. All right. And it also comes with a coordinating die set if you wish. And this is actually quite nice product. This is the Greenery of the Season single stencil. So I'm not sure if I can get this to show up a little better. Let's bring in maybe darker cardstock here. So this will color in your images, or you can use it just plain. Okay. So it's got a lot of the elements, not all the elements, but you could use the stencil to quickly color, and of course it masks everything off, so it makes your coloring a lot faster. Okay, so it's another great addition to this set. Okay, now I want to show you sequence. This is the Frankfurt sequence mix, and I'm pretty sure it's Erica that designs these, but they have some really nice reds and greens in here. And there's some beads. And there's some solid opaque colors. And there's some clear, less opaque ones. So lots of fun in there. And the other thing that I have from this collection is the patterned paper pack. Let's see if we can move in just a little bit here. Whoa, it goes so fast. So frustrating. Hang on. I wish this went a little slower. Oh, silly thing. I apologize. I don't know why it has to go so fast when I just wanted a little tiny bit more. Oh, well, it was worth a try. Okay, so this pattern paper is 6x6, and it coordinates with the Catherine Pooler inks. And I will go through the inks in a moment here, but I want to show you all the patterns because they are lovely. All right, so this is a red and white, kind of pretty little pattern. This one has the Star Anise, which you can use out of that stamp set. It's got some berries and some tied up cinnamon sticks. This is a pretty kind of plaid with kind of like tones of green. This is the one that I've used the most so far. Some berries and boughs. So it's a gorgeous pattern. This one has a very unique pattern with the poinsettias being kind of a light blue with berries and leaves. We have a pretty large scale plaid. This one is very pretty with a very subtle snowflake in white on that tranquil colored background. And of course, this is really pretty too with the clusters of the oranges and cinnamon and star anise and berries and things like that. That's really pretty. So these are the coordinating ink colors. We have Tranquil, Wintergreen, Seafoam, Green Tea, Eucalyptus, Spruce, Apricot, Rouge, and Peppermint Scrub. So there we go. Those are the corresponding inks to the pattern paper. So if you want to go matchy-matchy, you can definitely do that. And that's the nice thing about all of Catherine Pooler's 6x6 pads. She lists all of the colors of their designs right on the front of that package. So you know automatically what colors go. And oh, I forgot the macchiato, which is the brown color. All right, let's get started on our card. We're going to start fairly simple. We're going to make this Merry Christmas card. And let's get started here. We're going to start off with a few inks. I'm just going to kind of put some stuff aside. I kind of went for almost a monochromatic feel for the most part because it's kind of all tones of green, so to speak. And I'm going to pull in some Catherine Pooler cardstock. Hang on one second. I always cut my panels ahead of time. And I just have a package of them labeled with CP. All right. So let's start by masking off. Now I'm going to bring in my secret weapon. And this is what I use for helping me create masks that are straight. Hang on. Hi, Kelly. All right. Oh, you know what, Kelly? I'm having a hard time with getting this camera to find a happy place, so I apologize. Okay. I've been playing with it forever. Okay. So I'm going to just grab my ATG gun and I'm just going to put a couple of lines on here and I'm just going to stick some skin to it. And this is where the beauty of grid paper helps you out, okay? Not only is it a surface where you can just tear and go, but because it has lines, you basically can put your cardstock within those lines. And you're doing yourself a favor because then you can line things up to make straight lines in your background. Okay, so I'm going to use some low-tack tape here. And I'm going to use the line. So I know the edge of my card. I can look. All right, I want to put it 2 lines in. And because I know my card is straight on my grid pattern. Ta-da! You don't have to mark anything off. You don't have to do any measuring because the paper does the measuring for you. Okay. So this is my secret. Don't tell anybody. All right, there we go. So this collection will go into the CP shop on Tuesday, September 10th. So in only a few days. And this collection has a whole bunch of other stuff. All the way from foiling items to more stamps to stencils, you name it, it's probably there. All right, wintergreen. All right, I'm going to bring in my CP brushes here. And I wonder if I have a lighter one. I do. I'm going to use a big fat one instead, actually. You'd still be wonky without the grid lines. Practice. All right. So I'm going to actually lay down wintergreen for the most part all the way down, even at the top, even though we're going to add ink at the top. Hang on. Make room for myself. So I'm just using a light hand. This is a fairly light color, so that helps. And I always kind of start my brush off of the edge of the paper, because if it go like this with a full inked brush, you're going to get brush marks. Okay, so either tap it off a bit or start from the outer edge and go in. And I want to go down and have like a raw edge down here, so that's why I didn't bother masking, because I'm not going to take my ink all the way down. So, and we're going to apply this as smoothly as we can. Being a light color, you kind of have to build and build and build, but that's okay. It's beautiful. All right. Again, we're going to go darker at the top anyway, but it's just to kind of make that gradient all the way down. Make sure we got enough of our wintergreen. Such a pretty color. Okay, and then we're going to go in with our green tea, which is a little bit richer, darker green. I'm pretty sure I have a brush. Okay, I'm just going to test this and see if I have... Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. Okay, this is green tea, and we're going to make sure that we kind of have a light feel for this. And it's just going to add kind of a yellowy undertone, because it has obviously more yellow tones in the ink. So I'm concentrating up at the top for the most part and coming down, but not all the way down here. Okay. There we go. That's pretty good. All right. So that is our base, but I want to do one more thing. Kelly, since you're here, can I ask you, am I clear to you? Like, is it focused? I'm just curious, because to me, it's a little bit unfocused. But that's just what I see. I'm not sure what you see. Okay. This is just an Altenew paint. I'm going to go in with, oh, maybe I'll go with the flat gold. If I can get water to come out of my sprayer. So with a metallic ink, you always have to make sure that you mix it really, really well. It is fine. Okay. Thank you. With a metallic ink, because it's so highly pigmented, it's not like a watercolor where there are particles that go right up into the water. Metallic paints are very chunky, so make sure that not only do you put enough water in to mix it properly, I've always had trouble with this sprayer, and I do not know why. It's so frustrating. I'm going to have to bring in the water bottle. So pigments are heavy. Make sure. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of water, Allison. Hang on. I'm going to bring in an old. That's too much. Mix it up. Make sure your pigments are dispersed up into your water. The one thing with going live is you always fub something up. It's just the nature. Okay, so I'm going to try and concentrate my splatters towards the green part. So I'm just going to lay just a piece of scrap paper here, just so I don't get splatters towards the bottom. And this is good. Now I also try and go in at different angles, because you know how you can get splash lines. So I'm trying to kind of avoid that and make it a little bit more random. And I like the itty bitties versus like the big blobs of paint too. All right, off to the side you go. And I'm just going to leave that and let that dry for a bit. The nice thing about it is it's now portable too. So that makes it easy. All right, here's our card inspiration. I am going to pull in icing on the cake. Actually, no, we're going to use macchiato. This is the coordinating brown with our inks. We're going to need more Catherine Pooler paper. And we're going to bring in our Mini Misty. You have issues with your spray bottles? Yeah, and I think, I don't know if they've got a hole in the tubing, and I think that's the problem. It doesn't want to work. But I suspect that's why mine won't draw water up into it, because it just wants to be ornery. Okay, let's bring in our stamp set. So we're going to use, don't really need that. Okay, we're going to use our large poinsettia. We're going to use the baby poinsettia. We're going to use, where is it? The mistletoe. And we have to do some lovely holly. So I think it's always one of my favorites. Hang on, we're doing a little adjustment here. I'm just going to space them out a little bit more for die cutting purposes. I think we got everything there. Okay. So as you can tell, mine are stained because I love them. Hi, Mariska. Okay, macchiato. We're going to do a little kiss kiss. And very simple stamping. I will come back and do the greenery, but because I'm not going to put any brown or macchiato on the greenery, and I'm just going to do them actual solid colors, that's why I didn't put them on my Misty. And of course, this thing is crispier. I thought it was moist, but it was not. This is my stamp chamois. All right. It's a lot better. I don't know if you guys let yours go crispy, but it's so dry here in this part of Alberta that it doesn't take long for mine to go crispy. Yeah, the card design is like really simple. So, and of course all it is ink blending, and even the stamping aspect is really easy. Okay, I'm going to peel off our outlines, attach some back to the lovely stamp backer. Okay. Now I'm going to dry off. I always have a fiber cloth to clean off my Wawa. Okay, now we're going to put our solids on. Now, like I was saying earlier, these designs are not perfect within the lines of the stamp, okay? They are designed specifically that way, okay? They're not meant to be perfect within the lines of the stamp. They're kind of like a painterly aspect. Actually, let's do just our flowers first. Sometimes when you concentrate on just putting a couple of solids on at a time, it just, so you don't cross-contaminate all the other things, if that makes sense. Like we're going to put greens on these two, whereas here we're going to use some buttercream. And if you don't have buttercream, oh, you're going to want to get it, because this is one of the most beautiful neutrals. And all right. Now, to make your color nice and soft, what you're going to do, I need a scrap of paper here. I always have scraps of paper off to the side here. Now, buttercream is a very light color, but you can always double check that you got ink on your brush. So to get a soft blended action, instead of going direct ink to stamp, go brush to stamp. Okay, so I'm concentrating my buttercream kind of down in the center of the large one. The other one, not so much because it's so small. Hi, Tony. Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Like I said, I haven't gone live in a long time, at least not on YouTube. I go live every Tuesday and every Sunday over on Scrap and Stamp Canada. Okay, so bring this up to the camera. Because this is such a light color, it's going to be hard to see, but it makes your color disperse and soften a little bit more. So use your brush instead of tapping direct. Okay, that's how you can soften things, or concentrate your ink in one specific area, like the center. Okay, so let's go on to coloring in our greenery. So we're going to peel those backers off. So this again is the Catherine Pooler season greenery. Oh my god, greenery of the season stamp set. Making sure I got the right stamps. Okay, and we're going to put this over top. Again, they're not meant to be perfect within those lines. Okay, we're going to position and pick up. Okay, we're done with our buttercream. We're going to go back to wintergreen to start. This time I am going to go direct. Hi, Jane. Welcome, welcome. So this time I went direct. Okay, with one layer. That's it. Now I'm going to use the same concept, because we're just going to kiss part of a stamp. So I'm going to kind of do opposing sides of the holly, and I'm going to do kind of the base of the mistletoe. And what it does is gives you a variegated leaf. Pull this up. So you can kind of see here where the wintergreen is on this side, and then it's kind of touched with the darker green. So it just gives you a different look. And again, all it is brush. because that kiss of color, instead of going direct to paper, is going to give you a little bit more subtle lines. All right. Why am I putting this away? Silly me. Okay, we need to do our greenery. Okay. Now, this is the reason why I left the greenery off till last, because it just makes inking things up a little easier. I'm not going to cross-contaminate the images I already have if I don't add the stamps on our goodies. All right, so we're going to do this little Spriggy. He's cute. All right, so I'm going to do a couple of these, and I am going to start by just doing that. That's it. We're not even going to fuss with it. And because my ink pads are so juicy, I do not have to play. So I'm drying it off, because sometimes if you set this, because I have to move it, if you set it and it's wet, the wet will come off your stamp and will stain your paper in probably a place that you don't want it to be stained. So that's why I took it and put it in my hands. All right, quick wipe. And I think we have all of our pieces so far, with the exception of our beloved sentiment. All right, this one does not have a coordinating die, so we're going to fussy cut. I'm going to put it at the bottom. Now, we are going to be using one of our metallic inks. If you don't have Catherine Poolage Metallics, definitely fun. We're going to use gold today. And these are a little bit different looking than the sponge. They are sponge still, but this one has a different texture of sponge. It's a little bit more grainy because the pigments of the gold are, hang on one second, are much bigger. This is just an anti-static powder pouch because I'm going to emboss it, and I'm going to show you why in a second. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down first. This is my gold ink. Catherine has 5 metallics. There's gold, silver, champagne, rose gold, and platinum. So I'm going to do this quite a few times. I'm just trying to make sure that it's nice and crisp and that I have no gaps or anything in my sentiment letters. Now, this pigment is a little bit harder to get off your stamps. You're going to just have to be a little bit more diligent at cleaning after this. And I found that make sure you go kind of a couple of different directions when trying to wipe this off. And I've just moved it. Okay. So I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to bring in a clear embossing powder. I know I put it, there it is. Because metallic inks take so long to dry, I have been using my clear embossing powder to set it so it's no longer wet, because obviously it's just going to be trapped underneath the embossing. This just makes for ease of crafting. I mean, you can definitely let it dry, but I don't have the patience for it. Hi, Teresa. Okay, sorry, I apologize for the noise. Keep this up for a few seconds before we get... There we go. Before you take it to your paper, this just minimizes warping. Okay, and again, like I said, it's faster for me to use clear embossing powder, and then I don't have to worry about a wet sentiment. Okay, we're gonna bring in our coordinating dies. Normally I have this big magnet that I put all my dies out on, and for some reason it has disappeared. I don't know where it went. Okay, so let's start with our big poinsettia. So the key for the big poinsettia is, at least for me, is the curly Q, to line up the curly Q. There we go. And I have little pieces of low-tack tape like hanging like everywhere. So don't mind, they've been used multiple times. And I will come back and we'll color in those berries in a second. I'm going to do them completely separate from our stamping because I just find it easier. They're such a small little detail. It's just easier to color them in with my Copics because it's just faster. All right, we're going to do this little bow fella. There we go. Give our itty bitty poinsettia. Now you could definitely use this. You could almost make it a what is it? Like an allspice cutout. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the particular. This one's a little harder to match up. There it is. Star anise. There we go. My brain. Okay. Almost ready here. So this color palette actually matches the gorgeous plaid that I use the most. Okay, this does not have one, and of course that is there. All right. My desk is going to be so messy. Usually I do not show this much of my desk. I zoom in, but for whatever reason, my phone either wants to be really, really close or really, really far. It doesn't want to be anywhere in between, which is frustrating. Okay. Wow, catastrophe. Okay. So let's take all these little buggers out first. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, a good day. Okay, we need to do this little fella. Okay, and who doesn't love a coordinating die, right? Hallelujah. I remember when I first started card making, there was no such thing as coordinating dies, in the sense of running them through your machine. The first ones I ever saw come out were Spellbinders. And I remember thinking, oh my god, that's so amazing. And then, of course, it exploded. All right. I'm just going to get rid of this piece. And I'm going to have to fussy cut this. So I'm going to go fairly thin in. The key to good fussy cutting is having decent scissors that are comfortable in your hand, but it's the paper you move, not your scissors. Okay. So if you notice, for the most part, I'm moving the paper and not my right hand or my scissor hand. So scissors definitely play a part. And the other thing too is the farther back in your scissors you put your paper, the smoother your cuts will be, because you can make longer cuts on the curves like that. See? So put it as far back into the crotch of your scissors to make a nice smooth cut. And of course, this takes practice. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of people don't like fussy cutting. They'll avoid it at all cost. And you do you. There's nothing wrong with getting dies. Just sometimes if you want to cut down on your spending, or you want to spend more money on stamps, I forego the dies. I always regret it later, but you know, it is what it is. So, all right. And we are so close. So Catherine revealed this bundle live on her YouTube channel yesterday. So she had some amazing cards on hand to share with this bundle, and they were gorgeous from both herself and Erica and some of the designers too. All right. Woo! All right, let's peel this sucker out of here. All right. Don't rip my paper. Don't rip my paper. Nice and slow. And of course, you can use this graph paper over and over again until... Oh, and of course, I just peeled paper off. That's always good. Try to be careful, but every once in a while, my low-tack stuff does pull paper, but oh well. So just try pulling it slowly and try pulling it completely back on itself. That tends to be more successful. There we go. Okay. Peel and throw. All right, let's get these suckers out. Oh, and of course I miscut that one. That's fantastic. And that's the focal one. Should I redo it? Because my normal self will be like, yeah, I can't handle that. And it's always when I'm live, like guaranteed. I would sit here for hours and I would never have that problem. And the minute I go live, it's like, yeah, Allison, you can't do that. That's too easy. So, haha, I am going to go in and do this. Sorry. It's the perfectionist in me, I guess. What would you guys have done? I'm going to pull in more Catherine Pooler cardstock here. Would you have restamped it? Or would you just go by the seat of your pants and just used it anyway? Oh, and of course, it's damp. Derp. So we'll go to the other end. Okay, macchiato. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, we'll make this even faster. Just flip it around. And we'll find the solid. And we're going to match the curvy. Yeah. Oh, seriously. If it's not one thing, it's another, right, guys? Okay. We need buttercream and our buttercream brush. A thin adapter. Oh, I must have missed something. I'm sorry. I have you guys up on my screen in front of me there, but I can't wear my glasses when I craft because I can't see anything. So, I should see if I can make the font on the comments section bigger. I don't know if that's possible. Anybody know? So I love this way of coloring in my images just because it just makes it soft and subtle. Oh my God, I'm butterfingers today. Okay, we're throwing that over there. And we're bringing in the die. And we're bringing in the tape. Okay, we need to find the curvy feller. Okay, Mr. Tape, you have to cooperate now. Come on, get in there. Find its happy place. And I'm going to be extra. Double do it. Okay. Okay. garbage. Okay, that one's way better. Okay, that makes me happier. Is that sad? You know what you can do with these? This is the cheat way of adding dimension. Just take the die cut that you flubbered. Of course, my glue's not going to work now. That's just fantastic. And use it to add dimension to your perfect die cut. So you can use your fubbed up one. Why is this? Oh, because I can't apparently line things up. I don't. Okay, so just use it to add another layer. Okay. We're so close. We're so close. Get my pin in there so that stays. Okay. Let's pull in our card front. So we're just going to make a cluster, but we need to put a little color on our berries. And I'm just going to double check this on a scrap piece of paper because it may be too orange. That's too orange. That will work. Okay, so I'm just bringing in kind of a light. This is a YR000. And I'm just going to add a tiny bit of dot. I'm not going to fill in the white circle, the whole white circle. There we go. And I have a feeling my husband's going to come in. All right. So we're going to add this together. I apologize for his sneeze. Okay. So I'm going to bring in some foam tape. So I'm bringing in my mother roll. And I'm just going to cut off some pieces and we're going to start. Where did all my pieces go? We're going to start by putting them on the back of this because they're going to go to the back first. And I should probably have cut a smaller piece, but that's okay. So what you can do is you can design this. And we're going to tuck. And we're going to, I don't know about you guys, when you guys have your nails done, sometimes I can't pick my die cuts off my table. We're going to put that one there. And then we're going to put that one there-ish. I'm going to tuck the berries like literally underneath so I don't have to put any color. And I don't want any color. And then now if you want to keep this all together and glue stuff together, just do this. Now you can also use your press and seal to hold everything together, but this tape works just as well, keeping your cluster together. Haha. Okay, Mr. Glue. Where did I get that roll? Oh, it is actually through Catherine Pooler right in her shop. What I will do is I will put a link to everything that I've used today in the description when I am done so that you guys can go and take a look in the shop on Tuesday because that's when it arrives into the CP shop. And direct links to that makes it a lot easier. Okay, double checking where this fella goes. This one goes in here. Okay. Yes, and that's the cheapest place I've been able to find it. I can't find it in Canada. I have tried and been unsuccessful for whatever reason. You can find this stuff in itty bitty rolls, but you can't find it in this mother roll. And that's what I wanted in. Like, it's the most economical way to purchase it for sure. Okay, so now that I have a big cluster, I can use bigger pieces of tape. So this also helps in the process of getting everything tacked on your card. Like such. So, and I like the thickness of the 3M, and I like the fact that I can cut it with my scissors. There's some foams out there that I do not like just because of the fact that the foam sticks to my scissors even though they're not supposed to. And it's very, very frustrating when you're just trying to make a simple project. And you can't cut the darn tape. Okay, so here is our baby. And we're going to put our baby right there. I like sometimes hanging stuff off of that frame too. It just adds a little bit more interest. Don't be afraid to do that. Okay, we are so close. And we're going to put this little baby there. And the nice thing about this stuff too is you can customize the length and the width and everything because this piece is so thick that you just cut off kind of what you need. You can make itty bitty pieces. You can make longer pieces. You're not putting 27 squares down because I'm an over teaser. So yeah. Okay. We have our pretty gold metallic sentiment. And we're going to do one final thing here. I am going to pull in, if I can find them. They're probably on the bottom. Isn't that? No. I have wintergreen sequins. I think this is, there it is, wintergreen. Are you called? Okay. That's not nice. I told you you'd get called out today. All right. So I'm going to dump these out into this just so I can pick them out a little easier. All right. And my picky tool. Now I like, if you guys are still here, let me know. All right. You guys are going to love this collection. And definitely give it a go because especially if you are a very traditional if you are, and I wonder if I'm upside down. Yeah. Okay, I can spin my camera. Hang on. I'm almost done anyway. I don't know why it flipped on me. Welcome to the joys of being live. There we go. Okay, so here is our card. And again, it's very, very simple. Just a ombre style background and just a couple of clusters. There was some metallics and some sparkle in there, and you're good. Yeah, all I did was I just added some of the wintergreen sequins and called it simple and done. So hopefully there's a few tips in there for making your coloring easier for you. And I'm going to show you another sneak peek of the card coming tomorrow because it's one of my favorites. So because the feel of this stamp set is kind of vintagey, I kind of stayed somewhat vintagey with my card samples, but this is my one I'm going to show tomorrow. So there she is. So a little bit of, this is actually cheesecloth that's been dyed with inks. And I watercolored all of these with CP inks instead of using the stamp. So I had lots of fun with this one. Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I appreciate your time. I will take 2 seconds and I will pop in a link to everything that you see here that I've used. I really, really appreciate you hitting the link for the shop. I literally haven't made any money off my affiliate link for a year and a half from CP, and I just like to get, I literally need 5 cents more and then I can cash out. But they won't cash out because my account is sitting at 95 cents and I just need a nickel. Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great Saturday, and I'll see you soon. Now I have to figure out how to exit because it's been a while. And of course, it's right in the middle of my phone. Ta-da!